It prompted me. And then last night, so that was on Sunday. So that was Saturday. Then Sunday night, no, last night, I was listening to this motivational speech, and the motivational speech tied into the golf. How did it do that? I don't know how it did, but it did. And so I thought it was Yana. Thank you, Yana. Thank you very much for that. Hello, Janice. So I was golfing on the weekend, and we were playing pairs, teams, right? Our combined scores against their combined scores, and blah, 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 blah. And I ended up on one hole. It was hole number 16. I ended up having to make this long putt, and my partner says, "Can you just get it past the, whatever you do, just get it past the hole." And so I hit the putt, and it came up short. And then I had 3 feet left. He says, "Okay, now you just got to make this putt. Just make this putt." And I missed that putt. And my friend was not happy about that, because it basically meant that we lost, in his mind, we lost the rest of the competition that was going on. I was like, "Hey, don't worry about it. We've got 2 more holes. We can still, we've taken 2 strokes before, and from them, they're only ahead by 2. We could, the next hole, we could get 2 more points, and then the next hole, we could get a point. We could still win this thing. Don't worry about it." He was like, "Nah, forget it. Forget it. Why do you always give me these partners?" And it was this big turmoil, and it hurt. It hurt my feelings, because I was like, you never know who's dealing with what, right? You never know what's going on in someone's life. And it seemed like it's a little thing, but I was like, man, I was out in this thing having a really great game, right? And on that particular game, what was happening is we mentioned to each other that, hey, sometimes our balls weren't in the fairway from our drive, and their balls were. And we would have to sort of struggle. We were a little bit in the rough, or maybe behind a tree. Maybe we lost a ball. But we said to each other, anybody can play this game from the middle of a fairway. That's too easy. We like to play this game where it's a little bit harder. And we were joking around about that, right? And, because I'm not the best golfer, I find that I'm always having to hit the ball from behind trees, punch out a little bit, punch out into the middle of the fairway, then take a hit. Okay, now I'm in the trap. It's a little bit harder. Now don't worry, it's just a chip and a putt, and we're going to get back in this. That seems to be, that's the way my golf game works, right? It always seems to be a little bit of a battle, other than just the game golf. And that is the game golf. It's always a little bit of a battle. If you're a golfer on here, take down the word golfer if you don't mind. Or if you have golfed, you've had experience with that, they make the courses so that if you're not in the middle of the fairway, it gets a little bit difficult, and then it gets more difficult, and they put traps, and they put bunkers, and they put trees in certain places, because it's designed to make the course more difficult. Well, the correlation is that, overall in golf, you have to be good at a lot of different shots to get the ball into the green. You got to be great with your driver, then you got to be great with your approach shot, then you got to be great with your putt. You got to be great with your sand wedge. You got to be great with your pitching wedge, with your gap wedge. You got to be great with all sorts of different tools in your bag to be great at, in order to compete and be great at the game of golf. Well, the growth comes in golf in the difficult times, right? It comes from practice, and it comes from keeping on playing. And it's the same thing as life. Life is the same way, When life is easy, there's no growth. There is no growing when life is easy. When you're living uncomfortable, and things are getting tough, and things are getting hard, that's when you know that the growth is happening, is because you're supposed to power through that. And so you power through that, and that's what happens when you can just drive the cart. Exactly, Ken. You can just sit back, and you can just, right? Actually, there's a lady there that day that just wanted to drive the cart with her husband, right? She doesn't want to golf. She just wanted to drive the cart. She probably would love to participate with her husband, but maybe she doesn't want to do all the hard work to get into being good enough to be able to participate with the husband. Maybe, I don't know. So in life, you can't just drive the cart, as Ken says here, right? You can't just be a cart driver. You can't just be the person that cracks a beer or a beverage of choice and sits around in the beautiful sunshine and the beautiful view and just doesn't participate. It's just there. You can be that person, but if you know in your intuition and your gut that there's more for you in life, or if you're not happy with being the same place every single time, you have to get uncomfortable. Now, in everything in life, most people think that in life you can go from here, this is the opposite, to here, right? And it's just a straight line, but it's not a straight line. Never is a straight line. You know, you look at, for example, Amazon, right? Amazon, people think that all of a sudden it was this great big hit, but it isn't. Amazon was like this. It was like back, forth, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then now it's finally up here. But I think Amazon's been around for like 15, 20 years. It's been around for a long time. It's just now through all the hard work, determination, and powering through that is where all of the growth had happened to get them where they are today. Now, like golf and like the game of life, everything has its struggles and its challenges. It does. Everything does. Relationships have their struggles. And it's where you learn in the difficult times. It's who are you in the most difficult times? Who are you really in your gut of gut times, in the most difficult times? And how you get through that is how you can feel that you're a true sign of a champion. Anybody can live life easy. Anybody can, and safe. Anybody can live life that way. The true sign of somebody who really is able to be successful is the person who's able to endure the hardships, which I'm sure if you've endured hardship and you went through it and you've powered through that and you've wanted to quit maybe and you've powered through that, type down the word me down below. Hey, Pete, nice to see you, buddy. Great to see you on here. So I'm sure you have. Say me if you've gone through the big struggle and you ended up on the other side of it in a better place. Absolutely, Ken. I love it when you guys play along here. If you've come out the other side and you've been, man, I can't believe I went through that and I did it. I actually did it. That's amazing. Say me down below if you don't mind, okay? When we're in the thick of things, that's when it gets the hardest and we want to stop. But that's also when you should do the exact opposite. And you should realize that your body telling you to stop, and your mind telling you to stop is really a trigger for you to keep on going. Use that as the power. You know, like everything, like let's look at Team Canada hockey, for example. I'm just looking at a picture here. You know, Team Canada hockey's been on top of the world for a long time. And you know, all the other countries now have this huge hunger to be on top. They're hungry. And they're getting better and better and better. And they're catching up to Canada now with hockey, right? And last night I saw Canada was playing in the World Hockey Championships, and they were playing against Slovakia. Now, Slovakia was up 2-0 in the first. And then all of a sudden, Canada came back to make it 2-2. Slovakia went up ahead to make it 4-2. And then Canada came to make it 4-4. Then Canada made it 5-4, took the lead. But then Slovakia came back and made it 5-5. Then Canada finally ended up winning the game with 1 second left on the clock. They never gave up and won with 1 second on the clock. But the point I'm trying to make there is that you look at all these countries, like a whole country in a sport, that they are now taking it to Canada in the sport. They could have given up and just said, hey, you know what, we're not going to get any better, but they've adapted, they've taken on our playing style, and now that they are now mastering it, and now Canada needs to find the next level because their level is not good enough now. Their level is making them seem to be able to be defeated. It's not just a gimme anymore. Why is that? It's because in the game of